Caribbean overseas. I am really, really excited today because this person has been my confidant, had became a really, really great advisor in my life in helping me make my migration pretty much easier. And today I will be heading into her office so we can have a little chat. Who is Dr. V? Where did Dr. V came from?
Dr. V is a professor of music, of piano in particular, at Virelles State University. I came to the United States in 2004.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, and then I became a doctor in 2008. And then from there, when I started working, first in Tennessee, and then here in North Carolina, I've been always been Dr. V ever since. So yeah, but I'm a pianist. First of all, I'm a musician, um, and I am Cuban, which is the most important part.
Caribbean. So
in
you
this
are
interview, I am Caribbean. Yes, Caribbean at heart. Yes.
So what the culture is like in Cuba? Can you give us like an idea, like about your culture?
Well, it's a mixture. You cannot say that there is a one thing that identifies. Well, if I could say there's just the one thing that identifies Cubans, it will be their character and their passion for life. It will be the constant happiness. It doesn't matter how many struggles they will have, and they have struggles. There is always this idea of no matter what, you will conquer any problem with happiness. You see, so that is one thing that probably unifies us. But in terms of culture, there is the combination of many elements that are very present in every Cuban. There is the European traditions that came to Cuba during the colonization time, and build roots in there in the island. And then there is the African component, which is extremely important in the development of Cuban culture, and that everybody has some part of in Cuba. Everybody has some part of, either way or both. Some very strong European roots, some very strong African roots, and that mix of cultures is what makes every single thing in Cuba so unique, right? And I wouldn't say just in Cuba, but in every Caribbean country, because we share so many of the same elements, and so our elements, the elements of our culture, interchange, and But if there is one thing that unifies Cubans in general, is their perseverance, their strength, and their desire to overcome every difficulty, and doing so with that passion and that happiness and that desire for life. Because I was used to listening to music, piano wasn't exactly the instrument of choice for me. In fact, the instrument that I liked the most was the harp. I wanted to put, because I was hearing, on those records, the harp in the background, and it sounded so beautiful. And then I would watch the ballets on TV, and the harp sound always captivated me. I wanted to study the harp. But in the city that I grew up, which is called Holguín in Cuba, they didn't have harp as a part of the music school that I attended. Okay. So they didn't have harp. They have other string instruments, violin, cello, viola, and all that, and then they have piano. So the one thing that was closer to the sound of the harp to me was the piano. So I settled after like a year or two. In my mind, it was the whole transformation happened, and then I started to thinking, what was I thinking? Yeah, the harp is beautiful, but the piano is way more beautiful. So I became passionate about the piano, fell in love with the piano, and I have been playing piano since I was 7 years old.
Well, you have your doctorate. You are Dr. V. How was it? How was that journey going for your doctorate? How was that journey in particular?
At the beginning, it was difficult. It was difficult for both of us, for me and for Carlos, to adjust to the academic environment again and to the academic environment as a student. In our countries of origin, we were already teachers. You see, we were already teaching at the University of Atlántico in Barranquilla, Colombia. So we were professors there. And then we came here as students, and that transition was difficult. And then that's one thing. And then, of course, the weight of the academic curriculum, that was hard too, and manage that with a family, with two children, with of different ages. My daughter at the time was a teenager in high school, and then our son Carlitos was 3 years old. But it takes a lot of time, and of course it takes lots of courage to adjust and kind of put some of your roots away for a little while as you embrace.
What do you want to tell them? What is your last words on My Caribbean Overseas to your fellow Caribbean brothers and sisters?
I will say it doesn't matter how hard it will get, because it will get hard. It will get hard. It's not emigrating is not for the faint of heart. It's a difficult thing that you do, but it doesn't matter how hard it gets. Keep pushing and don't lose yourself. Try not to lose yourself in the process. Preserve your identity, but be willing to make some changes, because it's not an easy thing to do. You need courage and you need perseverance, but you can do it. So you just need to keep pushing, and in the process, try not to lose yourself, try not to lose your identity, because that's the best thing you've got. As long as you are still a Caribbean, still a Dominican, Cuban, Venezuelan, whichever country you come from, Trinidadian, whichever country you come from, as long as you don't lose yourself in the process, you'll be okay. You'll be alright, because that's what we do.